Good afternoon. Today I'll be giving you a very brief review of a poem, a narrative poem, a part of which is there in our syllabus. The poem is written by Christina Rossetti, titled Goblin Market. Now, Goblin Market was composed in 1859 and published in 1862. It's a narrative poem, and apparently the poem tells the story of Laura and Lizzie, who are tempted with fruit by goblin merchants. And though Rossetti claimed in public that the poem was intended for children, and in fact she went on to write a number of poems for children, which appeared in that famous collection of poetry titled Goblin Market and Other Poems, illustrated by her brother Dante Gabriel Rossetti. This poem has gained significant attention largely because of multifarious modes of interpretation that the poem offers to readers today. Before we go into the interpretive paradigms of this poem, I'll be giving a very brief review of what the narration in this narrative poem is about. This poem speaks of two sisters, Lizzie and Laura, who go to collect water at dusk when they hear the enticing cries of goblin traders selling attractive fruit. Lizzie is alert to the danger of engaging with the goblins and runs home, but Laura is entranced. The goblins notice this, and although she has no money, they sell her all sorts of delicious fruit for the price of a curl of her hair. Laura devours the fruit until she is intoxicated, then returns home with one fruit stone in her possession. Lizzie, her sister, is concerned for her sister, knowing that a friend of theirs, Jeannie, pined away and died after eating the goblin's fruit. But at first, all seems well. The sisters sleep calmly together and next day do their chores. That evening, after collecting the water, Laura waits to hear the goblins come again, despite Lizzie's warnings. However, whilst Lizzie is still able to see and hear the goblins, Laura can now no longer do so. Yearning for the fruit she cannot get, Laura loses her health and youthful beauty. She tries to plant the fruit stone, but it does not grow, and in despair, Laura stops eating. As the narration goes, we get to know that in order to alleviate her sister's sufferings, though aware of Jeannie's fate, Lizzie decides to buy some goblin fruit with a silver penny. This delights the goblins until Lizzie asks that they put the fruit in her apron and refuses to eat it. The goblins try to persuade her otherwise, then attack her, trying to force the fruit into her mouth. Lizzie resists, and although her face is smeared with juice, refuses to open her mouth. At last, the goblins toss back the penny and disappear with their fruit. Although battered and bruised, Lizzie races home to her sister. Lizzie invites Laura to kiss the fruit left on her face, hoping that it will be an antidote to her decline. Laura does so ravenously, although she is concerned for the danger her sister has put herself in. The juice acts like poison, but Laura is unable to stop herself until finally she collapses close to death. Though the night was apparently calm, but nevertheless the night saw Lizzie nursing her sister, and in the morning Laura wakes up restored to health and beauty. In later years, as the narration goes, when both girls have become wives and mothers, Laura warns her children of the danger posed by the goblins and commends the love of her sister in rescuing her. Now, this is apparently the plot or summary of this particular poem, a part of which we will have to study for our curriculum. But what is this poem essentially about? This poem apparently gives to us several aspects which I would very briefly mention today, and which I would ask you to think over and respond to me um, in time. The first is, if the poem contains a moral or carries a moral, what is it? Does the moral have got to do anything to do with the Christian concept of the forbidden fruit? Somebody takes a fruit and that becomes the cause of wasting and ruin. Or is it a poem that celebrates selfless love of sisters? One sister pining away, wasting herself to death, and the other sister coming to her rescue. Or generally, is it a poem which is a feminist tale, which celebrates, in a sense, the essential guiding force of womanliness, as is apparent in the final drift of the poem, where the two sisters, having grown up, become wives and mothers, transfer these universal morals to their children? Or is it that this poem is composed in the form of Lizzie as a deliberately crafted Christ-like figure, whose main role in the narrative is to ensure the redemption of her sister? These are some of the aspects which critics have thrown to us since the poem was written and published, and I would ask you today to ponder over each one of them and develop your own idea as to what this poem is essentially about. And then we will be going on to the first part of the poem, which is specifically listed for our curriculum. So much for today. Thank you.